We've got the hale and hearty here tonight, which is great because we have a beautiful service. We have a special service. Do not be fooled by the fact that the cover of the service says summer. Just in case you thought it still was. Isn't it amazing? I think of all the services we've done out here, sleeveless and flip-flops, and then things happen and time happens and seasons come and seasons go. And so welcome to autumn, although, you know, all the summer services that we did with the reading about the turning of the leaves, they're still not, I got to tell you, in Minnesota, the leaves are, they're past their peak. So we're just peaking. So that's a good thing. So Shabbat Shalom, Chag Simchat Torah Sameach. And because it's Simchat Torah and we're celebrating the Torah this evening, we're going to open with a Torah song. Eitz Chaim Hi, it is a tree of life. So we prepare to light our Shabbat and Yom Tov candles. Thank you, Corey. It's great having you on that. I would not know what to do. So we are preparing to light our Shabbat and Yom Tov candles. You don't have this reading in your books, so you can just listen to me. Some holidays celebrate nature. Other holidays remind us of important events. Still other holidays praise great heroes. Simchat Torah is different. It is a holiday in honor of a book, the greatest book of all. The Torah gives light to all who make use of its bright and shining flame. And so we intertwine the light of Torah with the light of our festival candles, which I'm delighted to light, after which time Cantor will lead us in our blessing and a shehechian.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyemanu v'higiyanu
We prepare for our Baruch with this reading. O source of life, every year you plant within us a new tree of life. May it be your will that this year our Torah will blossom with kindness and not cruelty, with wisdom and not foolishness, awareness and not thoughtlessness. May you teach us a Torah of love that will nourish us in every season. Bottom of page 3, we rise for Baruch. Please be seated, and we continue on page 4 with Ma'ariv Aravim together. Praise to you, Adonai our God, creator of the tide of time. You guide the current of day into night, creating this moment of change in which stars flow through the heavens. We ride your wave of transformation, away from work and struggle toward you and your holiness. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Adonai, when you gave us Torah, you revealed your love and compassion for us. Your Torah teachings guide us toward holiness and justice. What greater gift might we receive than the Torah, the heart of our lives? It is in our love of you that we strive to be the holy people we might be. Praise to you, Adonai, who expresses love of Israel through words of Torah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
On page 5, we turn to our Via Hafta, and I'm going to ask Sophie Mervine Schiff, whose bat mitzvah is in exactly 2 weeks, if she would come forward and lead us in our Via Hafta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ושוכבך וקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
Toda rabah. Thank you. Thank you to Sophie, and because a COVID bat mitzvah has its privileges, I'm going to take the opportunity to say, you're all invited to the bat mitzvah, every single one of you. And if you come, you will be richly rewarded. So we continue with the responsive English via Hafta on page 5. Love God with all the power of your heart, with its yearnings and passions. Love God with all you hold dear in life and with the fullness of whatever the world offers you, both joy and sorrow.
Teach children to cope, to dream and to stretch, to become their purpose, to live holy lives.
Wrap these words around every deed, a garment of holy expression. Let these words shape your home, a dwelling place of peace.
Wherever you go, scatter the words as seeds, or as drops of water into thirsty earth. Nurture trees of life in your garden.
Seal these words upon your heart. Let them course through and cleave soul to body, that the sacred permeates all your being. Page 6, we continue with Micha Mocha. Page 7. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל
bottom of page 7, we rise for tefillah.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, U'mevii Geula Lifnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, U'Marid HaGashem, Mechakel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato Lishnei Afar, Michamocha B'Gevurot, U'Midomech, Melech Meimid U'Mechayeh, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman atah l'Hachayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei HaKol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kedoshim b'chol yom yahaleluhu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated as we continue with quiet reflections, silent prayer, and we'll conclude that prayer with a song of peace.
Oseh shalom bimromav, Uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'yachol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'yachol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'yachol Yisrael.
So it's time to honor the Torah. And we were challenged to think about how we would do that on this Simchat Torah. And I'm actually very excited to say that we have a new and different experience this evening, but we are going to honor the Torah because we have with us two Sifrei Torah, two Torah scrolls. One is rolled to Deuteronomy and one is rolled to Bereshit. And we are going to read Torah at our outdoor service. First, we'll end with Deuteronomy, and then we'll begin again with Bereshit, because we know the best way to honor a book that we love is when we get to the end, we read it again. And so we'll do the end and the beginning. But in past years, we have unfurled the whole Torah so we can see where we traveled from the beginning to the end. And we're not going to unfurl the Torah, but I'm going to metaphorically unfurl the Torah, because I decided to challenge myself to write the whole Torah in 32 sentences. I had said 50, I cut it to 32. It's cold and dark. So, okay, 32 sentences, the whole Torah. And not only 32 sentences, but 32 sermons. So, listen carefully, because just about a year ago, we opened the book of Genesis. And first, the creation of the world. The sermon, everything was here before us. Till it and tend it. 2, God begins all humanity with one human being. Whether you like it or not, we are all related to each other. 3, Shabbat. Even God needs to rest. Cain and Abel. Yes, you are your brother's keeper. The Tower of Babel. Build for the good of society, not for ego. Noah. If you don't give up, there are doves and rainbows. God calls Abraham. No one likes change, but when it's time to move, you have to go. Sodom and Gomorrah, challenge authority. No one is above justice. Joseph and his brothers, yes, you are your brother's keeper. The book of Exodus, Pharaoh orders a genocide. It didn't happen all at once. Stop genocide before it starts, not after. The midwives, Shifra and Puah. Even if you think you are powerless, you are powerful. Moses looks right and left and sees no one. When you think someone ought to do something about this, it is probably you. Moses at the burning bush. Look for spiritual moments everywhere and let your life be shaped by them. Moses and Pharaoh. Keep telling the truth to stupidity over and over again. The splitting of the sea. Don't sit and pray when you should move. Amalek. There are evil people in the world. Be vigilant. The 10 Commandments. These are not suggestions. The book of Leviticus. Sacrifices. Everyone needs to sacrifice, and every sacrifice counts. Be holy. Hold yourself to a higher standard. Love your neighbor as yourself. Remember, your neighbor means everyone. The holidays. Always take time to rejoice. The sabbatical and jubilee years. You don't own anything. God does. The book of Numbers. Count your tribes. Where you come from matters. The spies. Fear can warp your vision. Moses and the rock. Don't hit when you can speak. Korach. Some people will say anything to get ahead. Balak. It doesn't matter what kind of PR you hire, the truth will come out. Joshua. You don't have to be as talented as the person who came before you. You just have to be strong and courageous. The book of Deuteronomy. The Shema. One God means we aspire to unity. The commandments are not in heaven or beyond the sea. Inconvenient doesn't mean impossible. Choose life. Your life is the sum of your choices. What you do next really matters. And no one knows just where Moses is buried. You don't need a monument for your life to matter. Your actions and words are your legacy. And so we prepare to say goodbye to Moses. But before we do that, we end every book of the Torah by saying Chazak, Chazak, Vanit Chazek, which means be strong, and together we'll be strong. And there's a special way to sing that, which we will do after Deuteronomy. So,
Yeah.
ready?
Yes. Yeah. So I'll teach you all your parts. We've just learned the words chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek, and it sounds like this. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Try that with me. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. I think they're ready. They sound good.
Okay, so we think they're ready. And you also, know the blessing, because you're it. You are our aliyah, and you at home, you're our aliyah also. And you might help them out.
Maybe I'll give a little
Okay,
help.
you'll
Yeah.
help them out. I'll be the response.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So we're going to take this Torah out of the ark and undress it. Oops, that's Genesis. Oh, well, we'll take that out.
Okay.
We can do that. That's Genesis, and this is Deuteronomy. And so I have to find my spot. We have now traveled from creation all the way through, and we are about to bid Moses farewell. And I have to find my spot. Yeah, I've got it. Okay, so we need a blessing before the reading of the Torah.
All right. All together. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch ata Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen. V'lo kam navi od b'Yisrael kamoshe. And never again was there a prophet in all Israel like Moses. Asher yida'o Adonai panim el panim, who knew God so intimately, we say he knew God face to face. L'chol ha'otot v'hamoftim, and for all of the wonders and the actions, asher shilcho Adonai la'asot, that God sent Moses to do be'eretz Mitzrayim, in the land of Egypt, l'faro u'l'chol avadav, to Pharaoh and to all of Pharaoh's servants, ulachol artso, and to all the land, ulachol hayad hachazaka, and for the great and mighty outstretched hand, ulachol hamorah hagadol, and for all of the great wonders, asher asa Moshe, that Moses did, le'enei kol Yisrael, before the eyes of all Israel.
Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, notein haTorah.
Amen. And so we've ended our telling of the Torah story, and we are going to begin again. And we need a blessing before the reading of the Torah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen. Bereshit bara Elohim. In the beginning, God created et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, the heavens and the earth. V'haaretz hayta tohu vavohu, and the earth was chaotic and void. V'choshech al pnei tahom, and there was darkness on the face of the deep. V'ruach Elohim mirachefet al pnei hamayim, and the Spirit of God was hovering on the face of the waters. Vayomer Elohim, and God said, Yehi or, let there be light. Vayehi or, and there was light. Vayar Elohim et haor, and God looked and saw the light, ki tov, and that it was good. Vayavdel Elohim bein haor, uvein hachoshech, and God separated between the light and the darkness. Vayikra Elohim laor yom, and God called the light day. Ulachoshech kara laila, and the darkness God called night. Vayihi erev, vayihi voker. There was evening and there was morning. Yom echad, a very first day.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah. Sure.
Okay. Ever since I had my shoulder surgery, I have not been able to do Hagba. And am I excited. Please rise.
V'zot haTorah asher sa Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael b'Adonai b'yad Moshe.
Please be seated. And now that you got a little stretch, we thought, you usually get to dance with the Torah. And so Jen Silva and also Talia and Shari, are you, no, Jen Silva is going to do a Bereshit dance for us. And I'm going to have her come up and she can talk about it better than I can, or she can certainly move to it better than I can. So Jen, thanks for celebrating Bereshit with us.
So this is an Israeli folk dance to the song Bereshit by Idan Reichel. And the choreography is by, let's see if I can get this right, Sharon Eklaskasi and Eli Spiashek. And feel free to dance and get up and as you're moved.
בראשית כבר הייתה אהבה, לאדמה טובה חיכתה כמו למים, חיכתה לשמש לשקיעות שבים, ולגל שגעגוע חיכתה. בראשית כבר הייתה אהבה, וחיכתה שיהיו לשמיים, לשאת עיניים אל הכוכבים, וחיכתה גם לאדם וחווה. מישהו מחכה לך בבית, קרוב לכאן אולי באיזו פינה, מקום שתקראי לו בית, כשתיכנסי בו יהפוך לשלך. כבר הייתה אהבה, וחיכתה שכבר תמצא לה מנוח, וחיכתה לי ילדים בחצר, וגם לעץ לטפס ולנוח בצל. בראשית כבר הייתה אהבה, ואחריה כבר נברא לו הצער, והדמעות והלב השבור, ואחריהם הגיעה נחמה. מישהו מחכה לך בבית, קרוב לכאן אולי באיזו פינה, מקום שתקראי לו בית, כשתיכנסי בו יהפוך לשלך.
Oh my goodness, thank you, Jen. That was exquisite. And that gets our new beginning off extra sweetly, and just what a delight. Toda rabah to you. And we continue in our service with our Misha Beirach on page 10. And I would like to include in our prayer for healing Barbara Stahl, Sam Powell, Gloria Sack, Judy Posey, Luca William Battisto, Cynthia Greenblatt, Maureen Freed, Dr. Saul Basso, Joan Sidney, Patty Hayes, Orly Bat Yehudit Ariella, David Char, Susan Yeris, Tina Chamak, Evan Galvin, Deborah Poulin, Gail and Samuel Feidelberg, Christine Kern, Connie Tolada, Stephen Whitcomb, Samuel England, Peter Silverman, Ann Lowry, Mark and Martha Potter, Ben Peck, Carla Feinkind, Ken Silberstein, Shen Frank, Blanche Frank, Matthew Pincus, Lenny Stokel, Amy Ostreicher, Jerry Hill, and Ira Weiss. If there are others to include, raise a hand so you can say a name. Yeah. Toby. Yeah. Walter. And others on the screen.
There's one over here too.
You can write your names in the chat if you're on the screen and you see another hand.
Yeah, over here on the edge.
Oh, yes, Bonnie. No. Our prayers for their healing.
Do you want one of these?
No, I'm good.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishabera imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Bonnie Garmisa, you're up. You stand right there. Can I take my mask off or should I leave it on? Take your mask off.
Okay.
And if you need this.
Oh, thank you. I think I'm okay. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm Bonnie Garmisa, and I'm the newest member of the TBT board. It says right here, because it's scripted, it says, but member of the temple for XX years, and I have no idea. So maybe someone knows. I'm going to say 16 years, 16 to 18 years. I really don't know. Anyway, how wonderful to see all of you this evening on this truly glorious evening in this truly glorious spot. Tomorrow morning, please join us for Torah study at 9 a.m. We will be taking a deeper look at Bereshit, which you all know is a great Torah portion. If you have never come to Torah study before, it is time for a new beginning. Tonight is our last service here on the Madison Green. We are hoping for the rest of the month for October, all of our services will be at 6 o'clock at Camp Laurelwood. They have a big indoor space where we can very comfortably social distance. So watch your inboxes and we will be providing you with details and links. Please place your service booklets in the box on the table that as you leave this evening. So before I say my last word, I want to say that I have the great privilege, or I guess it's privilege, of being the first TBT board member to make announcements after the biggest announcement that we have had in 9 years. Present company accepted. So I just, on behalf of my family, Rabbi, I want to say how truly special it has been for us to have you in our lives. We're so delighted that you and Nancy will continue to be in our lives, but how special you have made our synagogue, and we're very, very, very grateful. So on that note, I would like to say Shabbat Shalom and happy Simchat Torah.
Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie. And Nancy and I feel the same way, that these 9 years have been extra special, and we look forward to the future too. So, you know, this night, Simchat Torah and Shabbat, it's also the last day of Sukkot, which means it's time for Yizkor. And so before we say Kaddish or our Kaddish this evening, I want to dedicate in a way, not just to those who've passed away recently and to those who are current mourners, but to everyone who has lost a loved one. And so this prayer before our Kaddish this evening. I haven't forgotten you, even though it's been some time now since I've seen your face, touched your hand, heard your voice. You are with me all the time. I used to think you left me. I know better now. You come to me. Sometimes in fleeting moments, I feel your presence close by. But I still miss you. And nothing, no person, no joy, no accomplishment, no distraction, not even God, can fill the gaping hole your absence has left in my life. But mixed together with all my sadness, there is a great joy for having known you. I want to thank you for the time we shared, for the love you gave, and for the wisdom you spread. And so we think now of all our loved ones, and especially those whom we have lost just recently. And if you are in the midst of the 30-day mourning period of Shloshim, please rise at this time. And if you are in the first year of mourning, please rise. If you are observing a yortzeit, please rise. And as all of us have loved and lost on this evening of Yizkor, would everyone please rise as we turn to our Kaddish on page 12. Yikadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalmad divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olamei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiram b'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mermav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May God comfort those who mourn, and we say zichronam livracha. May the memories of our loved ones always be for blessing. Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated as we will conclude with the singing of Tree of Life and then a benediction. But I also have to say that, you know, Bonnie Garmisa, I was smart to put those X's in how many years you've been a member, and I should have learned my own lesson and put X's in what we're studying tomorrow morning at Torah study, because Simchat Torah does give us the option, the end of Deuteronomy, the beginning of Bereshit. And so for those who are coming to Torah study tomorrow morning, it is going to be the end of Deuteronomy. Okay. Tree of Life.
So you guys did pretty good last time with those claps, but I'd love to hear some more of them this time. So when we get to Shalom, Shalom, there you go. All right, I'm ready. It is a tree of life to those that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, shalom, shalom,
now, as the sun indeed goes down and the night gets darker and darker, we can say that we have celebrated Simchat Torah, and we've celebrated a month of holidays, which began with Rosh Hashanah. We've celebrated new beginnings this month, a new year, a new harvest, and now a new reading of the Torah. May it be for us all a good year, a sweet harvest, and a year of learning Torah, for the Torah has no beginning and no end. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Chag Sameach.